What's going on, everyone? It's Marsellis back with another video, and we have to go over Shiba Inu today. So looking at Shiba Inu chart, we can see that we just now broke out of this consolidation, and now we're going in on a downtrend here. And looking at it from more of a closer perspective here, you can kind of see it's consolidating a little bit. We might, dip again, but remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice, so I'm not sure if we're going to dip again or not. And that's not what this video is about. Not about the technicals. I just wanted to show that we broke out of consolidation, and now we're on a downtrend here, right? So that was all I wanted to do with the technicals. And let's go over here and look at this. 3.1 billion in market cap, but only 333 million in the last 24 hours. So you can see 28% down inside the last 24 hours, and that's 28% in volume, not actual price, just in volume. But that is a very, very low drop right there. So anyways, look at this. 585,000 people are now holding Shiba Inu, which is good news. It's definitely good news, but you have to think about it. A lot of people are now starting to stake and bury Shiba Inu, as you call it, on ShibaSwap. And we're going to go over that and how that affects Shiba Inu and how it affects the 24-hour trading volume, because that's obviously going to affect it, because not many people are going to trade it now since they're staking it. So that's why this number looks way lower than it is now. So let's keep going here. So the main thing I want to talk about here is the Robinhood and Shiba Inu listing, right? Because we all know Robinhood is about the IPO, right? They're about to list their IPO, and now we have this, and they actually just released some news about the IPO and about why it's being delayed and about what is going to help it be more dominant inside of the IPO listing, right? To have a more higher price. So let's look at that. Exclusive. Robinhood gives their founders the second chance at $1.4 billion windfall. And pretty much the whole thing with this whole $1.4 billion windfall is the two CEOs of Robinhood, the two founders, not the two CEOs, but the two founders of Robinhood, they have the highest stake inside of the Robinhood private shares. So let's read down here so then we can get the 100% scope on it. So stock trading app Robinhood Markets Incorporated is giving its billionaire founders 4 more years to hit share price targets that trigger stock awards worth $1.4 billion. So 4 more years. So according to a regulatory filing and 4 executive compensation experts who reviewed it, that's what they said. So this is coming from the experts here. So let's keep reading here. The company had agreed to award CEO Vladimir Tenev and Chief Creative Officer Baiju Bhatt 13.8 million shares contingent on its share price reaching certain price levels at the time of its initial public offering, which is the IPO. The executive compensation experts who analyzed the filing told Reuters in interviews. All right, so Robinhood tweaked the terms of the stock awards in late May, so the founders will get a second chance to receive the shares if the IPO prices does not meet the threshold under the plan. So they said they tweaked the terms of the stock awards in late May, so the founders will get a second chance to reach that threshold, right? The price threshold. And they had a price threshold which was around $100, I believe, and it says it later on here. Over here, $101.50 is what it would have been for them to reach $1.4 billion, and that's what they're trying to get it at. They don't want to IPO unless it's at $101.50 per share. $101.50 per share. They will not IPO unless it's there, so they can get the $1.4 billion. This is the creator, the two founders. You got the CEO, and then you got the creator, right? And then over here it says $30.45 per share in the IPO for Tenev and Bhatt to receive some stock. So they won't receive the whole $1.4 billion if they get $30.45, but they will receive some of it. So they have a huge incentive for it to reach $101. So that's why I'm kind of saying, like right here, this is why Shiba Inu on Robinhood is such a good idea. 171,000 people. That's 171,000 more people putting money into Robinhood. That is a lot of transaction fees. So that would really help Robinhood a lot. Same thing with baby Dogecoin, but we still have more to read here. So a program director at the Institute of Policy Studies said, the Robinhood IPO would add to the wealth of Tenev and Bhatt, obviously, because it's $1.4 billion. They're both getting at $1.4 billion. That's obviously gonna lead to them being more wealthy, but that will also lead to them having more of an incentive to kind of pause the IPO and delay it until they get to that $101 per share point, so they can have $1.4 billion, right? So they said, once you are already a billionaire, how much more of an incentive is this going to be for you to do a good job? That's what I was just talking about. So once they have $1 billion each, what's making them want to do a better job? That's definitely very true. But anyways, let's keep going. Robinhood is not, or actually under the original plan, Robinhood would have been priced at a minimum of $30, which we just talked about. Instead, they want it priced at $101.50. That's why it's been delayed. So Robinhood has not yet disclosed its targeted IPO price range, but in the filing, it said its board determined that the fair value of its shares was $16.33 at the end of December. So they put it way higher than that. Under the modified plan, Tenif and Bot will have until the end of 2025 to hit the share price targets. So that is crazy. 2025. Hopefully they don't delay the IPO till 2025. And the only thing that's going to make them not have to do that is adding something like Shiba Inu, because we all know when the whole AMC and GameStop thing started blowing up, they made a lot of money. When Dogecoin started blowing up, they made a lot of money. So if they add Shiba Inu and that starts blowing up, they're going to make a lot of money. They add baby Dogecoin and that starts blowing up, they're going to make a lot of money. So this is probably something that's going to happen in the near future. But remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Just going over here in speculations, right? So over here it says some executive compensation experts defended the changes that Robinhood made. The minimum stock award program may be a better way for Robinhood to get the most out of its founders for the benefits of its shareholders long term, even if it ends up costing the company, according to Eric Hoffman. So over here it says this is because tying the award solely to the IPO could have enticed the founders to keep the company private until they could hit the share price. So now it's no longer tied to the IPO. Pretty much what they're saying here is now it's if they get to $101.50, they will then have $1.4 billion each. So now it's not if it IPOs at $100. Now it's just if it gets to $100.01, they'll have that much each, right? So they're doing this so then they don't delay it to 2025 to have it IPO, and that's a good idea there. So over here it says, courting IPO investors. So the corporate governance arrangements of technology startups, including their executive compensation structures, are often scrutinized by IPO investors. Robinhood is expected to launch its IPO later this month, seeking to capitalize on an amateur investor frenzy for so-called meme stocks, and they're talking about that type of stuff. Dogecoin, AMC, hopefully they get the Shiba Inu and Doge and baby Doge on there, and then there'll be more revenue from meme stocks and meme currencies, right? So anyways, more stock awards could be in the offering for the founders. In late May, Robinhood approved additional stock grants for Tenif and Bot tied to more ambitious share goals, ranging from $120 to $300, according to the filing, right? So Tenif, the value of the award is $4.7 billion. That's huge. And for Bot, $2.8 billion. So they're paying themselves a lot of money through this company, right? And then it says down here, Tenif and Bot, who founded Robinhood in 2013, slashed their annual salary, right, down to $400,000 from $400,000 down to $34,000. So they pretty much gave themselves medium wage for US, right? They gave themselves minimum wage. And I guess the reason they're doing this is so they can look like the good guys while they get these billions of dollars in the back end. I mean, $4.7 billion for Tenif and then $2.8 billion for Bot. Like, they're getting all this money in the back end while having this $34,000 in the front end, getting taxed at minimum wage, right? They're getting taxed for minimum wage while earning billions of dollars. That's pretty much what's happening here. And we all know, inside the whole business sector, a lot of corrupt things go inside of business. But to be honest, who really wants to pay a lot of taxes? Anyone in their right mind is going to, try to get as less taxes as they have to, right? So I guess I got to commend them to that. That's a lot of work to get down to there. So anyways, this is huge for Shiba Inu because we are going to get listed on Robinhood because they need this extra revenue because they are greedy, and we see forefront right now, they are greedy. These investors, these high stakes people inside of Robinhood, you got the inventor of Robinhood, you got the whole Robinhood creator, the developers, all that. They're getting a lot of money inside of shares for the IPO. So if they're getting a lot of money in the IPO shares, they want as much revenue as they can make. And Shiba Inu and baby Doge, they're going to bring a lot of revenue if we add both of those to the whole Robinhood thing, right? So honestly, I hope that happens. hopefully there, I'm not a financial advisor, none of this is financial advice, so I can't say it will happen for sure, but hopefully they actually continue to look at this, because they have responded to Shiba Inu, the whole Shiba army, previously. So hopefully they do another response, and hopefully they actually add Shiba Inu on Robinhood, right? So hopefully they do that. So Shiba Swap Dex captures 1.5 billion locked in 2 days on the Shiba platform and bumps Ethereum fees higher. I already talked about this, but yeah, 1.5 billion locked in 2 days. Just imagine how much this is going to get locked inside the next, I don't even know, like week, month, year. There's going to be a lot of money flowing through Shiba. And honestly, I said $1 Shiba may not happen. $394 trillion market cap, right? That would be a $394 trillion market cap, because anything times 1 is itself, and 394 trillion Shiba would bring it to a $394 trillion market cap. But 1 cent would bring it to $3.94 trillion market cap. So 1 cent could happen sooner rather than later. And a lot of people would, doubt that $3.94 trillion market cap, which yes, this year would be crazy, next year would be crazy, but imagine Shiba in 5 years. If we locked $1.5 billion in Shiba inside 2 days, imagine in 5 years, $3.94 trillion is probably going to be locked in Shiba within 5 years. So that's just what I'm saying. 2025, look out for that. 5 years would be 2026. But anyways, 2025, this could possibly happen. $1.5 billion Shiba locked in 2 days, $3.94 billion in Shiba locked in, or $3.94 trillion in Shiba locked in 5 years. This is the prediction. So hopefully this happens. I mean, we see the proof here. 2 days, like, come on, that's huge. Anyways, this is all I really got for that. And then Elon Musk to educate institutional investors about the B word. So they're supposed to have this whole meeting, Elon Musk and Jack Dorsey. But anyways, this is going to happen, and they're going to talk about Bitcoin, and he's going to talk about Dogecoin. Shiba Inu is probably going to get mentioned, and anything Bitcoin, Dogecoin related, Bitcoin related, it's all going to reflect into Shiba Inu. So this is more good news here. So Elon Musk's end game is likely bullish for Bitcoin. We got Cathie Wood in on Bitcoin. So this is all going to result inside of Shiba Inu going up as well. So a bullish Bitcoin is a bullish Shiba Inu. So definitely good news there. But yeah, remember, none of this is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor at all. Don't buy just because of what I say. To actually do your own due diligence and make sure you know why you're buying, and make sure you have an exit plan. Make sure you know exactly what you're doing, that you're not overextended, that you're not putting too much money in there. You do not want to put all your life savings into one thing. That's not a good idea. But yeah, remember, as always, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. If you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe, and check out the link in the description for free stock with Robinhood and Webull, and I'll be back with another video. Peace.